Now, here is how to access knowledge from 100 books in a year. All right. How can I read 100 books in a year and get the knowledge from it? First of all, you don't need to read 100 books in a year to get the knowledge from those books. All right. The first option is use what I call book summaries. So when you want to read it, maybe you like a particular book and you know that, all right, I need the knowledge from this book. Now, let me give an example. There was a time where I was preparing for a public speaking event where I was supposed to speak as a speaker. It was a kind of a good event chat in my school, and there was this book that a lecturer gave me. Um, the book was, I'm trying to remember the name of the book, and I can't really remember again. Well, it was about how church, how Church Hill and Abraham Lincoln had top speeches, how they could speak well. That was what the book was about. Kind of, I'm seeing the picture of the book in my head, but I can't remember the word for word title. So, but that's not the point. My point is this: the book was over 300 pages, I think, and I could not. The event was in like 2, 3, 4 days, and I was like, how can I access knowledge from this book and use it so that I can implement? Because the reason we are not reading book because we want to read book for fun, but reading book because we want to gain knowledge. You understand what I'm saying? So I went on and I searched for book summary of the book, and I went to about 4, 3, 5 blogs. It led me to some YouTube videos. I watched about 30 YouTube videos. When I was done, what I jotted from it, I had already. It was as if I read the book, so I was able to use that, and I think I came second in that speaking event. So imagine I did not know this thing. I don't know about book summaries. I might have started that book and I might not have finished it. And I might not have gotten the knowledge I got, and I might not have gotten second in that event. My point is this: there are some books you have to read to the end, but there are some books that you don't necessarily need to read. Let's assume you are very versatile on a topic, all right, but there is another book on that same topic, and you want to get knowledge from from that book, and you don't want to read that book again because you don't want to be reading what you already know. Just want to get the new things. Look for book summaries. Another way is to use audiobooks. Audiobooks are very, they can allow you to consume books faster. For example, when I was reading a particular book by Napoleon Hill, the physical book itself was about, I think, 400, 500 pages, and the audiobook was about, I think, 6 to 8 hours. So what I did was that I picked the audiobook, and I think within 9 days, 9 or 7 days, or 9, 8 days here about, I was able to finish it. I just picked an hour every day. But trust me, if I had picked that book, probably I wouldn't have finished because the book was so tiny. It was so annoying. I won't have finished it in that 9 days. I could have finished it earlier if I had done 1 hour, 30 minutes every day, or 2 hours every day. The thing is this: the people that win when it comes to this game of reading are people that have learned to train their brain to focus. If you can train your brain to focus on things and not to lose, because right now the world has become so crazy because of TikTok, social media, our attention span is so little. 2, 3 seconds, you are gone. If you can train your mind to focus, you can read a book for a long time stretch, and you can finish a book in a day. I've met someone that finished one book in a day. All right. So when you read a book in a day, what they do is that the remaining 2 days, 3 days after that time, they reflect on the book they read. Then they pick another book. You understand? That's another way. But that might be what you are aiming for, but that should not be compulsorily what you're aiming for. What you should be aiming for is to get knowledge from books, regardless of whether you finish them or not. You read them fast or you read them slow. All right, all these tactics and techniques I'm just showing you are extra things that you could use, but the main thing is that you get knowledge and you implement it. It's not just by accessing knowledge. Oh, you must implement what you learn, which is the final thing I want to discuss. I've met people that they've read a lot of books, they can talk, you have conversations with them, but some of the things they know, they've not used it. They've not used it. All right. Imagine reading how to repair a vehicle. You've read 26 books on how to repair a vehicle, and you've never touched a car bonnet in your life. What is the essence of reading those books? Makes no sense. So when you read a book, in fact, one thing I do is that helps me. Now let me share this with you. And another one is this. One thing that allows me to reinforce what I've read from a book is that when I read a particular book, the next person I'm talking to, I'm sharing the ideas. You might not know. You would think that this guy is just smart. This guy, no, I'm currently reading a book and I'm sharing the idea with you. And if I say that you like it, the fact that you liked it and you accepted it reinforced it more again in my mind, because I want to say it to somebody else and that person to feel good. So me, I feel good about myself. Do you understand? So one thing you can do is that whatever book you are reading, you can never say find a partner, find a community. That's why you need to. That's why you need to be part and be active in the book mongers club. All right. So you can find someone you can share, and whenever the pairing of the accountability partner starts, you can share with your partner. Oh, I read this today. Oh, let me tell you about this. Well, one thing I normally discourage some people from reading books, that when you read books, there's no one they can talk to about what they've read. Have you ever read something and you're so excited and you want to share it with somebody, but there's nobody to share, because obviously everybody around you are not as intellectual as you are, which is very sad. All right. So when you do all these things, you can access knowledge from. So I can say that in a year I'm going to read 20 books from the beginning to the end. 10 the remaining 30 books I'm going to get book summaries. That's 50. The remaining 50, I can the remaining another 10, I can 10 to let's say 20 again, I get the audio books. It remains 20, I think so, 20 or 30 now. Those ones, another way, there's another thing that you can do. Go to YouTube channels, all right, and search for that book. You're going to see people that have done yeah, that they have done how do I put it now, they've done summaries, not like summaries per se, but they've shared their own experience. Some of them have even applied it. All right. Particularly, you should be looking for YouTube channels that they've implemented something in that book and it worked for them. All right. I followed so many of them, so it allows me to quickly get knowledge from that book. The final thing is that author, if you like a particular book, look for the author of that book. Go online, search for the author. If you have a blog, if you have a newsletter, subscribe to it. If you have a YouTube channel, go on our channel. Look for their interviews, people that have interviewed them before, learn from them. You will access knowledge from over 100 books in a year using that, and you're going to be amazed at such learning machine you can become. And when you become a learning machine, you become an earning machine, just like Warren Buffett said, the more you learn, the more you earn. All right. So thank you so much. Everything I've taught you thus far, we have just one more section left. If you do not implement it, if you do not use it, nothing bad will happen, but it's going to be useless to you, and it's going to be a waste of my time, and it's going to be a waste of your time. So use whatever you've learned so far. If you're really excited, by now you should have started reading a book. All right. Be active in the Foodmongers Club. Share your challenges. I'll be willing to help you. All right. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next and last series of this video. It has been a wonderful journey thus far, and I'm hoping the knowledge I've shared so far would not just help you, but would allow you to become a fulfilled and a powerful bookmonger that can become a leader.